When you're building a new house, there's some things that you don't always think about that you want to make sure you incorporate into your planning process.
As you're building the house, there are going to be some things that you may want to upgrade. You might want to change your countertop. You might want to add some cabinets. You want to have some extra money, about 10% of your overall budget, as a contingency for things that you may want to change or upgrade as the process goes along.
I call those the pretty upgrades.
Yes.
Then there's the things that are not so pretty. Maybe you hit ledge when you're digging your foundation, or the town's requiring you to change something to the existing. There's excessive water that needs to be addressed. Those are the not so pretty.
Right. Nobody wants to spend money on those things, but sometimes you have to, so you want to make sure that you also have a budget for that.
How long will it take, Susan?
Longer. Whatever you think, it's longer.
And longer.
And longer.
And longer.
Delays happen, materials come in broken, sometimes there are schedule changes, something all of a sudden it was in stock, but now it's back ordered. Whatever you plan for a timeline, always count for more.
And the question is, how much more? It's just more.
More.
You can't stress more.
When people ask me how long a project's gonna take, I always say too long. Another thing to think about is financing. If you're doing a custom build where you own the land, the financing is going to be different than just getting a regular mortgage when you're buying from a builder.
Right, construction loans, you can talk to your local lender and find out what are some of those programs you can use. Sometimes people will do a cash out refi on their own house. They have equity, they'll pull that money out and use that. So you really gotta sit down, figure out your financial package, what suits your needs and what your goals are at the end of the day for your dream house. Before you build a house, you need to think of everything that you don't like about every other place you've ever lived at. And then you're gonna make sure that you don't incorporate that into your new house.
You always want to think about everything also that you do like and that you do want to incorporate. So you want to take your time thinking through the design and thinking through what you want the house to look like, but then also things change. So once the house is framed, but before any mechanicals, that is a great time to do a walkthrough to see if you need to make any tweaks.
Right, if you need a place like, I need my blender in a certain spot because I use it every day. Think that through. Where do you want that to be accessible for yourself? Everybody needs blenders.
Everybody needs blenders.
Part of planning your new dream home build is also figuring out how to potentially pay for 2 mortgages.
Right, because you're going to be living in one place while the build is happening. So you want to make sure 2 things. One, that you account for that expense in your overall budget. And then also, if you do run into any time delays or any changes, that you have flexibility with where you're staying.
Some people move in with family, but sometimes it's worth paying a second mortgage instead.
Right.